If you hate homeschooling, here is the truth that most people will not tell you. Homeschooling is not actually the problem. The way that you are running your homeschool is the problem. And the good news is this has nothing to do with motivation, and it also has nothing to do with the fact that you are just not cut out for this job. I told myself that for over a decade, and I was dead wrong. When homeschooling is miserable, it is because your leadership as homeschool mom is unclear. The structure is weak, or the expectations are undefined. And usually it is more than one of those, and more likely than not, it's all three. So much of the homeschool advice that is out there on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok is all based on emotions. Let me tell you a secret. Your emotions are liars. Homeschooling is an operational system. When the system is sloppy, the experience is miserable. There's no way around it. When the system is solid, the work is demanding but manageable. So here are some of the reasons that I hear the most often about why people hate homeschooling. Number one, your reason for homeschooling is reactive. So this usually happens when you are homeschooling against something instead of for something. A lot of the homeschool moms that became homeschool moms during COVID did so because they woke up to the fact that the public school system was failing their children. And while that is true, that can't be your only source of motivation here. We have to find a higher purpose to do all of this work, because when homeschooling is done right, it is not easy. It is not just this walk in the park that everyone wants to make it out to be. It is hard work. It will stretch you and grow you in ways that you have not been stretched and grown probably since pregnancy and childbirth. And it's a little bit thankless, to be honest. But if your whole reason for homeschooling is that you don't want to do what the schools are doing, or let's say, your whole reason for homeschooling is potentially to get your children away from, violence or bullying or indoctrination, whatever those things are, instead of running away from something, you need to be running towards something, because that is where inspiration is born, and that makes homeschooling more enjoyable. Number two, you don't trust your own educational judgment yet. A lot of times this shows up as overthinking and hesitation. I personally was raised in the public school, and while I did have some excellent teachers during part of my schooling, the last part of my schooling in high school was absolutely abysmal. It was a joke. Everything that I know today from high school on they're things that I learned through reading and through studying and taking online classes and some in-person classes as well. But, I certainly, when I started out 20 years ago, I was not a well-educated person at all. And so that caused some hiccups, because you can't teach what you don't know. I know that there are a lot of homeschool gurus, again, out there that are saying, well, as long as you're just 1 or 2 steps in front of your child, that's enough. It's really not enough. That's really not enough. So if your own education was weak, then you really hesitate to decide what matters and what doesn't. That indecision creates instability, and instability makes everything harder. So what's a mom to do? Well, I started getting up earlier so that for the sole purpose of reading ahead of my children. I used to kind of chuckle to myself at, when I would see a really serious homeschool mom who was studying what it was that she was teaching to her children. I didn't really understand the importance of that. But now that I have started doing it myself, my homeschool has become a much better place of learning, because I have a much deeper understanding. I'm going deep into these topics that my children are studying so that I can be a wonderful teacher to them. And that has made a huge difference. Preparation, anytime that you prepare more, you are going to do a better job, whether that's in teaching, whether that's in cooking, whether that is in making a spreadsheet. I don't know how to make spreadsheets, but whatever it is that you set your mind to and you really prepare yourself to do, you're going to do a better job. So why would we not apply that principle to teaching? Number 3, your home is disorganized enough to sabotage the day. Okay, so this is a tough one, and I know that a lot of moms struggle in this area. Disorganization and mess is hard. It's hard to get a handle on, and it's hard to get your school done in a mess. So, it's kind of this what came first, the chicken or the egg type thing. Should you pause homeschool for a week to get your house under control, or should you keep homeschooling and try to clean it up as you go? This is one of those things where it's your daily habits and your daily actions that are going to have the biggest benefit. So, no, you shouldn't take a week off of homeschooling so that you can clean your house, because chances are, if that is what you do every 2 to 3 months as a last ditch effort to get the house under control, it's not going to stick. It's never going to stick. These are daily habits that have to be built. Habits around breakfast, clean up after breakfast, around lunch, around dinner, late afternoon, before bed. These are the times when you should be spending time with your children. Your children need to be cleaning the house too. Everybody does it. The house stays cleaner. It stays more organized. Number 4, you're carrying responsibility without exercising authority. This is one of the biggest failures that I see. There are a lot of homeschool moms out there that are doing the work. They are working so hard to get this curriculum in front of their kids and get their kids, doing all the things they're supposed to do. But they are avoiding authority, and they're avoiding command of their children. Their children are doing whatever the heck they want to do because they have never been taught to respect their parents' authority, probably because their parents have never exercised authority. This is a huge problem. It doesn't matter what curriculum you use. If your children do not know how to behave and obey, you're not going to be able to get them to do school. And that is not actually a homeschool problem. That is a parenting problem. I've recommended the book, Parenting by the Book by John Roseman, many, many, many times. And so many of you moms have bought it, read it, applied it, and changed your whole home. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. I'll leave the link in the description below. But if your kids are not listening to you, that is a parenting problem. You need to fix it, or your homeschool is never going to get better. Number 5, you've made yourself the emotional engine of the system. Okay, so this is the whole, I want to teach my kids to love learning trap. When your school lessons depend on mom's enthusiasm, mom's creativity, mom's peppy attitude, the whole day, or even the whole week, collapses the moment you get tired, or the moment you are not in the mood for this, or the moment you didn't get enough sleep because the baby was up. If it all hinges on you and your enthusiasm, your homeschool is going to collapse. Serious homeschool systems, the ones that get things done, do not rely on personality. Number 6, you're avoiding behavior that needs to be corrected. Okay, so we're kind of back to the obedience again. I'm not simply talking about obedience though. I'm talking about sloppy schoolwork, sloppy handwriting. If your child is trying to turn in a paper and you cannot read it, no, that's not going to fly. If your child is not applying himself in memorizing his math facts, nope, that's not going to work either. So you have to take on the mantle of being a headmistress who expects excellence out of her children. And if you have not been requiring this of your children, you need to start somewhere. You need to start today, because you do not want children who get used to producing shoddy work. It's not going to serve them well later in life, whether that is at a job, or as a father, or as a mother. You want to train your children to require excellence of themselves, and that is not going to work if you let anything fly. And the last one, number 7, you've made homeschooling uninteresting for the homeschool mom. So this actually matters more than people want to admit. If your day offers you nothing intellectually or rhythmically, your own resentment is a predictable outcome here. Adults do not sustain something that does not give back. So I would like to encourage you to become interested in what it is you are teaching. If that means that you need to dig a little bit deeper and come up with some extra resources to share, or, whatever, your children need to see that spark coming from you. So right now I'm teaching my son Greek myths, and these are some pretty interesting stories, but some of them are a little bit dull. And so I go looking for additional details that we can add to the story. I'll ask my son some trivia on different things, show him some different buildings and roadways and things like that make the story come alive a little bit more. And that is wonderful because it's interesting to me. And when I'm interested, my son is definitely more interested as well. So let me be clear really quickly about what is not going to solve any of these problems. Number 1, new curriculum. Number 2, more breaks in the school year. Number 3, waiting to feel motivated. Number 4, switching philosophies of education again. Those are all just substitutes for better leadership. You want the real thing. So what is the real thing? Well, every stable homeschool that I know of relies on these 3 things. Number 1, clear authority. Someone is definitely in charge and it is never the child. Number 2, predictable structure. That means fewer decisions and more momentum. You know what is going on every single day. So does your child. It's the same thing that happened yesterday and the same thing that happened the day before. And number 3, defined roles. The parent is not carrying everything personally. When those 3 things are in place, homeschooling becomes so much more manageable and, dare I say, enjoyable. So if this video put words to what you have been dealing with, the issue is not necessarily you. Your homeschool is just under-structured. I created the Homeschool Schedule Blueprint to easily fix all of these daily mechanics. What happens when, in what order, and most importantly, without constant decision making. And if you need a little bit more help, my Headmistress Circle was created to build the authority and the consistency required to run that structure well. Both of those links are in the description below.